Well, it's story time again. I call this one Racial Tensions in the Old Rugged Cross, Chattanooga, 1969. Racial tensions were running very high in Chattanooga in 1969. That year I got a job with Kelly Cadillac delivering cars. Yes, Virginia, in those days they delivered your new car to you. One hot summer day, a beautiful new caddy Hearse arrived for Franklin Strickland Funeral Home, the oldest Afro-American funeral home in Chattanooga. I got the assignment to make the delivery. I jumped into the new Hearse, my first to deliver, and started out down Broad Street and then out Ninth Street, later M.L. King Boulevard, to the funeral home. As I slowly and carefully drove through the black commercial district on Ninth Street, I noticed the Hearse had an 8-track tape player. These were somewhat rare in vehicles in that day. An unmarked tape was laying on the console, so I thought, why not? And popped it in, listening to it all the way to my destination. When I got to the funeral home, I parked, ran in, and dropped off the keys. I jumped in the pickup car, and we headed back to the dealership. When I arrived, old man Martin, the service manager, was waiting in the service bay. His face was red, his veins bulging, and he was shouting at the top of his voice before I even got the door half open. It seems that I had not realized that as I was driving the brand new Franklin Strickland Cadillac Hearse at 25 miles an hour down Ninth, I was also blasting the old rugged cross in beautiful chimes at full volume over the external loudspeakers. Well, given the racial tensions in Chattanooga at the time, it's not too surprising that everyone assumed that this little old redneck white boy was driving their Hearse through the middle of a black commercial district was, intentionally being disrespectful and insulting. Of course, with the volume up high, the windows up, and the air conditioning going full blast, I didn't have any idea I was shattering eardrums on the street. I did notice, though, as I stopped at the red lights along Ninth, that everyone seemed to be looking at me. But, I thought it was because the Hearse was a fine-looking new vehicle. Years later, I worked in the mayor's office for the city of Chattanooga, and John Franklin, the grandson of the funeral home founder, was elected Commissioner of Education. One Tuesday after the City Commission meeting, I told him about delivering the Hearse to his family's funeral home. As we talked, I thought he was going to bust a gut laughing. Tears were running down his face. He was having a hard time breathing. He told me that he distinctly remembered the event and the uproar it caused. I was fortunate that Mr. Franklin was a very fine man with a great sense of humor. To this day, when I hear the old rugged cross, I always think about that ride and how I almost set off a racial incident in Chattanooga. I still have a hard time not laughing out loud when the thought crosses my mind. Makes for some difficult funerals. Thank you.